And welcome back yet again to another Nurburgring Nordschleife Hot Lap video. Today guys, we have the McLaren P1, which is McLaren's answer to the Ferrari and the Porsche 918, which are all hybrid hypercars. And these cars are very advanced. They're like what we can do at this present time in terms of motorsport technology and so forth. And I have to say, the McLaren P1 looks absolutely savage. It looks so brutal, and it's definitely one of my the best looking car in my opinion of the three. So the McLaren P1 has a V8 engine which produces 728 brake horsepower. It also has a F1 curse system which produces 178 brake horsepower, which gives it a combined brake horsepower of 906. So this thing is absolutely very quick and very powerful as well. It's got a lot of torque, and just going by the statistics as well, top speed 217 miles an hour and 0 to 100 in 2.7 seconds, and has a 7-speed sequential gearbox as well. So let's go out on the track guys and see how fast the McLaren P1 can lap the Nurburgring Nordschleife. Right then guys, so here we are ready to begin our hot lap with the McLaren P1 around the Nurburgring Nordschleife. And I have to say guys, I'm absolutely terrified to actually do this thing, because I know how savage the McLaren P1 is, and having no assist apart from ABS is going to be a challenge and a half. We are using the default stable setup as well with 10 litres of fuel, and this will be the norm setting that we use for these hot laps to make things nice and even and fair on every single car that we use. So here we go guys, building up some revs and away we go. Engaging first gear and already tons of wheel spin straight off the bat, having to upshift to second gear and already more wheel spin there. The car is absolutely savage as we break into turn 1 into third gear, nice and easy on the power and on the way out, and accelerating hard now down to T17 into 5th gear, a little bit on the brakes there and a little bit further throttling around T17 and back on the power again as we brake hard into 3rd gear for these S bends. Absolutely love these bends here. It's kind of like the back end of the track. Very nice to get things done right here. Gotta say, the McLaren P1 feels a lot more better than the Ferrari. How the Ferrari did. It doesn't feel as front end heavy, and it just feels a lot more complete in my opinion. The brakes are a lot more responsive, and you can just really push the car a lot more as you have more confidence with how the car behaves as you go over the flyover into 5th, round the right hand kink and back on the power. This is what a hybrid hypercar should feel like, such as the McLaren P1 in Project Cars 2, and I think Project Cars 2 did a very good job replicating this car here. As we brake hard now and down into the hairpin into 3rd gear, nice and easy on the power, not too early, and boom, back on it again. And just look how quick this thing accelerates back up to its speed. Almost, can we reach 300 k's down the foxhole? Can we do it? Yes we can. We're just over 300 k's and back on the brakes again through the tight chicane here, which you can get very wrong if you're not careful. It's 2nd gear, nice and easy on the power and back on the power again as we upshift to 3rd and 4th there, and then 5th. God, this thing climbs gears so quickly. And back on the power as we hit to a little bit of grass there and into 3rd. I forgot to mention guys that this car has a drag reduction system, which is what F1 cars have to kind of like a push to pass. It basically engages the rear wing and opens it up to reduce drag, which then the car is able to reach higher top speeds. And we will be using that, or it does automatically use that as it reaches the required speed threshold, but we can manually engage that as well as we need to. I'm not going to engage it just here because that would be suicide with this car. Oh, the back end stepping out there as well, fighting back for traction as we brake hard into 3rd gear, nice and easy, and into 4th. We'll keep it in 4 through here because this could get rough. And back on the power. You can see the steering wheel just fighting me for traction as I go up the hill, and manage to keep it under control as we go into the tight hairpin, braking very hard here, almost running a little bit wide as well. And back on the power. Now this is the back end straight, as I like to call it, of the hill straight, with a lot of cars actually struggling to reach their speeds here, just because it's all going uphill and gravity pulling them down obviously. But this car won't have that issue because it has a lot of grunt, a lot of torque, and we have to lift off here a little bit just for this tight left hand kink. Very easy to get wrong, but we're back on the power, going through it and down into the hairpin for the carousel now. And going into third, nice and easy, slow in, fast out. Back on the power as you go up to the carousel now. See how this car handles carousel, keeping it in third gear to minimize wheel spin. And that's the ticket. Oh god, there's the wheel spin. It's a little bit too early on the throttle there, but I'm managing to regain control and down to my favorite part of the track now as we downshift to fourth gear. We'll keep it in fourth gear because we're going really quite uphill. It's quite a steep hill going here. We'll keep it in fourth, going down through here as well. So you don't really need to shift up, as there will be a lot of braking required and we won't reach those speeds. But this bit is so majestic when you get all of these corners down right. Just such a nice and rewarding feeling, especially with such a great handling car as well as the McLaren P1. Scary as hell, but it's such a good car and such a good fun as well, that I'm so in love with this thing. Definitely my top pick over the LaFerrari. Between this and the LaFerrari, I'll pick the P1 every single day. I haven't driven the Porsche 918 yet, so I can't comment on how it handles, but the P1 is definitely the car for me so far. As we accelerate hard and brake for the right hand kink here. Upshifting to fifth. And nice and easy through here. We don't want to overdo it through here because it could be dangerous. There's a lot of curbs here. I'm back on the power again, waiting safe to do so. Braking nice and early through here. You could brake a little bit later with a race car, but not with a road car. And down to the mini carousel now, almost at the back, almost at the end straight here, into third. Back on the power. As the car wrestles me for grip, going a little bit wide. But let's see how fast this car can, or what speeds this car can reach as we're at the back straight and powering hard now, accelerating. And we've got DRS open as well, curse kicking in as well, so accelerating that motor, electric motor, giving the McLaren P1 906 brake horsepower as we reach 210 miles an hour, 215 now. Can we reach 217? Yes we can. We've got 217, 218, 219. And that's all we have. As we brake now into the final chicanes, into third, keeping it in third through here, and accelerating hard once again. And what is going to be our time? 6 minutes 44 seconds, 0.4. That is ridiculously quick, guys, and a heck of a lot faster than the LaFerrari. So now it's time to see how fast the Porsche 918 is. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to check out the Google Docs, where the spreadsheet where I put all these times on, be sure to check it out. The link is down in the description, guys, and hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Peace.